you're a founder, a CEO, a leader, chances are that at one point or another, you've thought or you've said out loud to somebody, I'm not sure I'm a CEO. And in the business that I'm in and with the individuals I work with, I hear this not that infrequently. I think it's such an interesting case because so many founders and business owners that I work with are somewhat unintentional CEOs. And I mean that in the best of ways. They didn't really set out to establish and grow a business. At their core, they're real subject matter experts or true craftspeople who got into the work because they wanted to have more flexibility. They wanted to work on projects they were excited about and passionate about, where they could bring their full selves to bear. And that says so much about who they are as individuals and how extraordinary they are at their crafts, because they start to grow and it expands, and all of a sudden they look around one day and they're a CEO of a company that has way more people than they plan to have in place. And sometimes that means they don't really have a plan for how to manage all of the pieces, or they don't necessarily have all the right people around them to manage all of those pieces. So a lot of times when they say, gosh, I'm not sure I'm a CEO, what I'll counter with is, well, when we stop and think about it, I'm not actually sure you're doing the job of CEO. It sounds like you're a little bit of a CEO, but also kind of a CFO and maybe a COO, and you've also got a little bit of a chief people officer role in there. And that's a lot to be carrying on your shoulders that takes away from what you are uniquely positioned to do as the CEO. So if this sounds like you, if this sounds like something that you're wrestling with, I'd say take a step back, and what you really need to ask yourself is, how do I put myself in a position to just be the CEO? And what that means is, how can I be the one owning the strategic vision, the leadership, the one who's navigating these really challenging times? And no, you're not letting go of all of the other pieces entirely, but you should have a strong team of individuals around you who can help you steer the ship, who can help you navigate, who can cover your blind spots, those things that are not the unique purview of the CEO. Because at the end of the day, the reality is that a lot of these individuals who start a business and suddenly find themselves in a leadership position, they can be really strong CEOs, but they need to get to themselves to a place where that's the job that they're actually doing, and where they feel like they understand the scope of the role and they're in a position to really, truly, fully own that role.